coffee time again. It is 9 o'clock in the morning here in Minnesota. We had a little bit of snow last night. Nothing major, but just a little bit. How are you all doing today? So Keita must be interested in my waffle that I've made here, because she's hanging around a lot. That's usually a good indicator she wants some. I don't think this would interest you, Keita. It's got bacon and egg and cheese in it. Why would you be interested in that?
I know you told your friend you're not okay, and tell me what's wrong and why you never stayed.
Good morning from a very cold and blustery Minnesota. This is Harriet Island in St. Paul, down in the cities, Twin Cities, and I'm taking Keita for a little walk around here while Diane's in a conference in the city. Beautiful now, beautiful day. That wind is still a bit sneaky, but it's warmed up a lot to what it was this morning. Here's the overhead view of Harriet Island. I'm parked in the parking lot to the left there, and the arrow's pointing where we are. We're going to walk along the shore, and I'll show you the paddle boats that are in the ice, and I'll show you the open water as well. And then we'll just drive up through the city and you can take a look at that. As you can hear, it's actually pretty windy here, coming off the snow and the ice. It's very cold. February 12th, I think it is today. So one of the warmest days we had for many, many weeks. Probably months almost. So it's nice to see it. Let's go and have a look at this over here again. Yeah, open water over there. Good girl. Frozen Mississippi. As you can hear, it's pretty windy there. It was very cold blowing off the Mississippi. This nasty wind blowing. So they're pumping water around the boats to try and break up the ice. That's what it looks like. There's 3 boats there, and there's 2 down there. What a gorgeous day. Up blue sky. I just wish it was 50 degrees warmer. It's about at this time that I decided to go back to the car with Keita. It was just a little bit too cold and not that enjoyable, even though the sun was nice and warm, but she was getting cold and I was too. After a couple of walks around Harriet Island, I headed over to downtown St. Paul Airport to take a look. The 20 minutes I spent there, I didn't see any aeroplanes taking off or landing, and there was very little going on. Here I am on the east side of the airport, just panning around from the north, down to the Mississippi there. It's so cold. So bitterly cold. Here I am looking south, just panning around back to the north. Here we are travelling north on the Wabasha Bridge. This is going over the Mississippi River towards downtown St. Paul. Here we're coming up to Kellogg Boulevard. If you make a left here, you go to the XL Energy Center where there's lots of games and concerts. Of course, when you get in the centre of the city, you can't see very much because of all the skyscrapers around. The other problem with being in the city with all these buildings around is that you don't get the sun very much, so it's very cold in there. Of course, that is different in the summer when the sun is high in the sky. Up here I have to make a right turn onto 7th Street to pick up Diane from her meetings. Then we'll continue down to make a left onto Robert Street and travel north past the State Capitol building. The State Capitol building is to our left. I didn't get a good video of it today, but here's a photograph from a few years back. The photograph was taken on the south side. On the left, you can just see the tracks of the light rail transit system that comes from Minneapolis. We have travelled the trams quite a bit over the years, and a very convenient way to get around. I thought these guys were actually taking a bit of a risk hanging out over the road like that. Just needs one big truck to come along and not see them.